Shaq dissed every center that did a jump ball.
And it was funny.
Even if they didn't do nothing, he dissed every center that did a jump ball.
I don't think that helps. I don't.
Charles Barkley spoke about niggas ringless. Ringless. He spoke about niggas like they was gum on the bottom of his shoe, yo. Like, enough is enough. What are we talking about?
Hot tea.
Now listen to this. If you haven't heard yet, because of this new NBA broadcasting deal, we're about to see way less of Shaq, Kenny, and Charles on Inside the NBA. And hold up, because Joe Budden is out here saying Shaq, Kenny, and Charles actually did this to themselves. He's basically arguing that Inside the NBA just isn't hitting as it used to, and that's a bold take. So let's tap in and hear exactly what Joe Budden had to say about all of this. We're diving into it in just a second, so don't move. Before we do, make sure y'all smash that like button and hit subscribe. All right, let's go.
Big deal. NBA cut a big Amazon deal. It's a big deal.
I want to see if
NBC
They
canceled.
went and hired
Let me tell you something.
a crew for both of these places that is lighthearted, friendly, and yada, 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 yada. That's all I'm saying.
They
I'm
put
asking
money over
y'all, dog.
It was a big deal.
Look
So,
at these.
NBC
Carmelo, Vince Carter, Reggie Miller, the names, Haslam, D-Wade, the names here tell you what they going for versus what we was talking about. It tells you Adam Silver had a problem with it.
Yeah.
All
They want this more serious coverage.
All I'm asking y'all is, do it feel a little more lighthearted this year to y'all?
I ain't watching the basketball game.
because niggas are not watching the games. And when I watch them niggas, it's boring.
I will also say that Adam Silver during the NBA reign has driven that product. I mean, maybe it's expanded worldwide and there's better numbers somewhere, but it is a less interesting game than it was in the David Stern era. And I like what he does and what he stands
that
for
a
most of
him
the
thing?
time.
I don't know if that's I agree, but I don't know if that's Adam Silver's
Yeah.
fault. I think it just might be happening under his watch. I think the game itself is different.
It's changed.
Yeah.
Dog, if you are the commissioner of the league, how long you gonna listen to current active players say we hate these niggas? Dog, the players would go sit down. Did y'all see last season of Inside the NBA when the players had to go sit down with them niggas? It was shade every time a player sat down.
Yeah, it was.
You know why though?
They hated talking to them niggas.
But do you know why? Because now you can't critique these niggas or they so bitchy that you gotta suck their dick to get a response from them.
I don't think Adam Silver adheres to that.
Cool.
You can't even say that to Adam Silver.
let me
Adam
talk.
Silver's job is to say, this is how my league feels, let me fix
Yo,
it.
You said,
And the players ain't gonna do nothing but keep getting younger-ish, so...
bro, you are. Let me
Go ahead.
answer you.
Go ahead.
You said, yo, did you see the shade from the players? Because Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal were accomplished enough as basketball players in their own right to critique when these niggas was doing some fuck shit. And now these bitchy ass niggas, if you said, yo, blah 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 is playing like shit this season, now they don't want to come sit with you. With these other people that are totally analysts, they find it in their career's best interest to dick eat.
My response to that
I don't
is...
think that really applies to Dirk and them, but
He's saying
But-
that
but
when
I
they
wanna-
went and
but
sat
I-
with them, they were mad at them.
But
and
to
they would be
reply to
showing shade.
him, if I'm a player, if you a player, it was painfully obvious none of them was watching games no more. So yes, I would have a problem with somebody critiquing me and saying all this negative shit that ain't even watching the game. I would. If somebody critiqued your podcasting skills and said, yo, I don't watch the pod, but these niggas...
No, they do. That's not what they do.
Exactly what
That's
happened.
exactly what happened.
Who said they wasn't watching the game?
They wasn't watching games. It's not up for
The
debate.
games that they're talking about.
They were not watching any games. It's not a debate.
They're often not watching it. Not the whole game.
They can't watch the whole game. It's 9 games.
They're
going on
not
at the same
watching
time.
none
No.
of the
What I'm
games,
saying is,
yo.
they're often not.
And they sounded like it.
They're
It was
often not
bad
watching.
business at the end. The end was bad.
They're-
Nobody has championed that show more than me. Nobody has come on air and said, that is the greatest show and cast ever put together more than me. They fell off bad. And they contributed to their own fucking demise. They did. Sorry, I'm not feeling bad for them. Ain't nobody knocking on them doors to get them jobs. Not that they need it, especially not Shaq. But nobody's checking for them in commentary world.
and I will say that
But it's still on. It's still on, right?
Where?
On ESPN.
Oh, please.
I will say too that give
I've seen
it
it.
a year or two. Once people have the Dirk said this about me, Steve said this about me, they might be bitchy going up talking to them too. They just have a clean slate with
Not just that. We gonna
Have
see.
y'all heard Dirk and Blake and these talk?
Yes, I have.
Because it ain't really a lot of that. Not to say that it wouldn't be. It's exactly what Adam Silver is saying. They talking about the beauty of the game. They are inviting young people they getting people excited about our product.
At your crib, I saw Dirk say that how he taught somebody, how he showed him how to shoot, and he was
fam, yes, that's what I'm saying.
I put my finger here, and I was giving advice. I saw that. Yeah,
that shit is fire, though. It is a much lighter league.
I'm not taking that.
What do you wait till Christmas? I think they're doing Christmas.
What do you think is going to help people be more incentivized to watch basketball? Hearing them get clowned all the time, or hearing some other people really critique the sport and give some real feedback on what's going on?
Both.
Dog, Shaq dissed every center that did a jump ball.
And it was fun.
Even if they didn't do nothing, he dissed every center that did a jump ball.
I don't think that helps. I don't.
Charles Barkley spoke about niggas ringless. He spoke about niggas like they was gum on the bottom of his shoe, yo. Like, enough is enough. What are we talking about?
I like both.
All I'm saying
like
is, if I'm
both, too.
Adam Silver, yeah, I'm fixing that shit fast and shooting shots. He was very clear in what he said. It wasn't no sub.
Guess what's gonna happen? We gonna see. Cause the ratings gonna tell a lot. We gonna see. Them niggas wasn't winning all them awards for no fucking reason, bro. Them niggas was the most popular sportscast in the world for at least
and incredibly
a decade.
talented. Yeah. I think both are true. But I know they're going to do Christmas, and I think they're going to do the NBA Finals. They're doing like big events now.
But no, I don't like that, Ark, because the world changes. Like, yes, at one point they were
Joe.
Let me talk. They were them.
Remember that.
Oh, please, and I'll let you do the same. Then every retired athlete popped up in their field. It got very, 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 very crowded for them. So now we in free reign creator world where it's not just the networks that are deciding the sports voices that get to talk. Now you have to contend with that's staying up till 4 a.m. watching games. They breaking shit down. They doing it now. Whatever you did before, like, people could tell when you don't put effort into your job.
That's true.
Like, I don't know if people know that or not.
Yes.
People can tell. They can look at your performance and tell you ain't see shit, you're not watching shit, you sound nuts. How long before Adam Silver was supposed to yo, dog, pull this shit the fuck? Am I paying for this?
Watch this. And when you get comfortable in your job, all right, I got 2 points. One, you're a rapper. You're not just a rapper, you're an exceptional rapper. There's times when you come up here and look at rappers like that shit is trash. So the same way Charles Barkley and them took their job seriously when they played basketball, Magic Johnson said, nigga, I was shooting 500 jump shots a day because I knew Larry Bird was shooting 1,000. These today make so much money that Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and them be like, yo, you can tell they not working on their game, and they're critiquing that. The same way you might look at a rapper and say, yo, this nigga ain't putting no effort into the rap.
But I think
Can I reply to that point first, and then I'll toss the thumb? Can I reply to that point?
Sure.
Yeah. And if my music reviews were contingent upon me getting the music licenses on this show, it would go different.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
Music license to play the music on here to do certain things with the music. Yeah.
Yeah, like if I were a record label partner and they gave me all the licenses and I took those licenses every week and came over here and said, all these niggas is trash, things would be different.
yo, that's not fair.
How?
Because
I thought that replied directly to that.
No, it doesn't. Because Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal have nothing to do with the NBA's deal with TNT because somebody outbid TNT and TBS to get the rights to host the NBA games. That didn't happen as a result of these three and their performance. If you came up here and critique rappers and now as a result you didn't get the licensing, then that's a direct reflection on you. That's not a direct reflection on Charles, Kenny, and Shaq because that's bigger business above them. And them niggas pay great.
I think he's saying the Adam.
I think y'all talking about 2 different points.
No,
y'all talking past
he moved
it.
it. So that's what I'm saying. Like the TBS deal and the TNT deal.
I think he's wrong in that. Like, we on different sides of that. I think Adam Silver, and if I search, I could probably find it, at the end of them deals said, I'm not coming back here, and anywhere I do go, y'all are not coming.
Adam Silver
Y'all are
got
not
the
coming.
power to do that.
I do also want to mention that the entire sports landscape has changed a lot from where in the 90s ESPN was super analytical it turned way too much character, in my opinion. That applies to First Take. It applies
Stephen A.
to
turn,
the entirety of ESPN's programming, where now it's just hot takes and bad fucking
And arguments.
and analysis and arguments.
That's all it is.
And that's what they think fans want.
So I can't be surprised that TNT and Inside the NBA specifically did the same thing, because that is the model that has been working in sports media for 15 plus years.
Yeah, and I think
it's
that's
bad.
a good following.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Actual in-depth analysis of sports has not been on mainstream media for 20 years.
A decade.
That's not true, though. That's not true.
All right, so for me, I really believe two things can be true at the same time. Number one, the players today are absolutely too sensitive. Number two, and this part doesn't get said enough, a lot of these commentators don't actually watch the games. I might need to drop 2 bombs on that. We all saw Stephen A. up there, listen to this, playing mobile games while he's supposed to be watching the game. And that's been a growing criticism lately, because a lot of these guys don't even have to do the research anymore to make content. Stephen A. doesn't have to watch every NBA game to get on TV and run through talking points, right? That's why a lot of these big commentators, and I'm assuming inside the NBA too, wear those earpieces. And let's be honest, the earpiece isn't for show. It's so producers in the back can tell you what to say, feed you quick facts, and throw stats in your ears so you sound sharp on air. And that just proves something I've been saying for a while now. A lot of these famous commentators don't watch full games. They're not paid to study basketball. They're paid to entertain. Stephen A. Smith is paid to entertain. Shaq, Kenny, and Charles are paid to entertain. Now don't get it twisted. I still think Inside the NBA is funny as hell. Shout out to Charles Barkley too. Y'all notice Barkley getting skinny? Everybody is taking that jab these days. Everybody is allegedly on that Ozempic pack. But jokes aside, Charles is actually looking good. And yeah, the show is still funny. But here's how you can really tell they're not watching the games. It's when older players constantly trash the NBA product. And honestly, I feel the same way about a lot of our favorite commentators. Oh, they're soft. They don't really play defense. If you breathe on them, it's a foul. So when you talk like that, why should we believe you're actually watching the games? They're not. And as I said, two things can be true. Yes, the players are overly sensitive. Yes, you've got players using burner accounts. Just because KD got caught with one doesn't mean he's the only one. A lot of these players got burners. A lot of celebrities got burners. Honestly, sometimes I think they are in my comments. I'll be reading something like, "Hold up, is that you? Is that you at the house pretending to be Joe 55? But back to the point, the players are sensitive. You can't critique them without them feeling disrespected, because now everything is entertainment. Basketball, streaming, all of it. And with all this money floating around, people feel untouchable. The more money you make, the more empowered you feel, the more privileged you feel. You start thinking your ish doesn't stink. So when you critique a player making hundreds of millions of dollars, they think, hold on, I got $100 million game. But what they don't want to hear is this: it's a players' league. You're not always getting paid because you're worth every dollar. Some of y'all got paid because the team had nobody else. You were just the best option available. And again, it's a players' league. They need stars to sell tickets. That doesn't automatically mean you, Steph Curry, or Kevin Durant, or whoever. Now let's just call it what it is. There's a lot of jealousy when ex-players, especially commentators, talk about today's guys, because these players are making money they never touched. Now I know some people are going to get mad when I say this, but I do think today's NBA players work harder. They practice longer. A lot of them stay in shape during the off-season, way better than past generations. I'm talking pre-2000s. So yeah, I think the product today looks better. Everybody looks athletic. Everybody looks tall. Everybody actually looks like a basketball player. Back in the day, let's be real, some dudes look like plumbers. There was a whole lot of janitorial energy in the league at one point. We got to keep it honest. But the older guys look at the newer players and say, y'all too privileged. We didn't get that money. So they come down harder in the commentary. Now, as far as the commissioners saying my players aren't happy with the product and easing back on Inside the NBA while letting a new crew step in, Dirk, Blake Griffin, and all that, I do think it's a different take. And honestly, fresh faces were inevitable. How long was this lineup really going to last? Shaq, Kenny, Charles, and the white guy, I'm blanking on his name. Shout out to him though, I rock with him heavily. He survived cancer and all that. We've watched this show for so long, it feels like we know their whole lives. But at some point, you got to evolve. You have to bring in new faces, and we're seeing that across all media. Some people have been sitting in the same chair for decades, unless you're still young enough to pivot, like Charlemagne, for example. He got that big deal because he still has runway. He's not as old as the inside the NBA crew. So ask yourself, how long does Shaq really want to keep doing this? How long does Charles want to keep showing up? They want to be on the golf course. Shaq wants to live his life. So yeah, it was time to start transitioning that show. And don't be surprised if they keep adding new faces over the years. Eventually, I think we'll see Draymond Green on that desk. I think more NBA podcasters are going to slide into those roles, taking the spots we associate with Charles and Shaq. That shift is coming. So y'all tell me what you think. Hope y'all enjoyed the holiday. Hope y'all stayed safe and caught up with family. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.